Hi all, welcome to my channel, Sonia here if you didn't know. If you did know, hey girl, welcome back, it's nice to have you. And if you didn't know, please be sure to subscribe and to join the channel, as it would be really great to have you as part of the family. So for today's video, I've got some Fenty, as you can tell from the title probably, but ta-da! So I've got the new foundation shade 385 and one of the new concealers as well. So I'm gonna be putting them on my face and telling you guys what my thoughts are about them and everything, so stay tuned. So obviously brows already done. I do have a video on how I do my brows, which I will leave in the description box. I'm getting used to these clips now. Disclaimer, these are my first Fenty products. I'm new to the brand. I just never got around to getting the foundation before, and yeah, that's it really. No big excuse or story as to why. So I'm going to start off with the foundation. I did try on quite a few of the different foundations in store. One of the artists there, she did quite a few different swatches on my face, and this match was absolutely, it was such a good match for me straight away. I did mention before that I find it very hard to find foundations that actually work on me. I always kind of have to compromise, where I like work more with the darker shade or the lighter shade, and then it just never works with everything. I end up having to bring the foundation down onto my neck or something. This foundation, however, is great. This is the first foundation that's actually matched me properly, where I don't feel like I have to take it down into my neck or anything. And that was just one pump of the foundation as well, if you were wondering. So for me, the shade is absolutely, it's just, it works with everything. For me, as just a general base, like foundation, this is the best that I've ever tried in my entire existence. And I love the finish of it as well. As I mentioned before, this is just one pump of the foundation. I have done two before and it gives a very flawless full coverage look. But for me, for today, this is absolutely fine. You can still see my beauty spots and my little moles and everything. So I don't mind that for a normal everyday look. So onto the concealer. As you probably already know, they brought out 50 concealers to go with the now updated 50 foundations. Each foundation has a corresponding concealer for it, which complements it. It's not the same shade as it, but it's like it's a slight highlight of the foundation shade. The 385, it was a bit too flat for me. I really do I like a bright highlight, not too crazy bright, but I like a little bit of lift underneath my eyes, and the 385 was just a bit, you know, it was a bit too understated for me, and yeah, that isn't going to work for 2019. So so I did have a bit of fun trying to find the right shade with the artist, as she obviously went straight in with the 385, and I was just like, no, and then we went lighter again, and I was like, lighter, lighter, give me lighter. So we settled on 350, which is it's lighter. It's lighter, but for me it's a good highlight shade for my taste preference. You don't have to go as light as I go. There are so many shades to actually choose from, so if you prefer more of an understated look, maybe the 385 would be good for you. So the concealer is super duper thick. It's got body. We'll do a quick comparison with my Conceal and Define. It's something that a lot of people have tried before. So this is a full coverage concealer, but it's very light. It's definitely more of a watery texture than the Fenty. So even it's just like stuck to the applicator. And the coverage is ridiculous. So it's really great. You can see shade difference there. That was Conceal and Define C11, which is what I normally put underneath my eye. So as you can see, there is a bit of transparency with the Conceal and Define. And the Fenty is just, yeah, it's extremely opaque. A little bit really does go a long way with this. So whereas before, normally with the Conceal and Define, I would almost create a little triangle and then blend that out, and that would be totally fine for me. With this, don't you dare do that. Don't you dare do that. Like you're gonna have way too much product on there. So for me, I just like to do a few little lines, little starburst there. And that should be sufficient for under my eyes. And I'm just using my, what is this one? This is the Revolution sponge, which is a great little cheap sponge. So you can see that was literally minimal effort. I know it's not blended properly, but you could just see how easily just spread out there and blended in, but almost by itself. But it's also, the coverage of it it's still there. If like me, you like to use a sponge to blend out your under eye concealer, you'll know that sometimes it absorbs too much of the product and then you're left with these little patches, almost like little indentations of the sponge all over your face. This does not do that at all. Because of the almost like density of it, it means that you can work with it over time. You don't have to go so fast and be panicking about, oh, I need to get this blended before it sets. No, it still keeps that almost like dewiness to it for quite a while. It doesn't dry very quickly. Very, very easy blend. So for me, this color is great. I do like quite a bright under eye highlight, but if this is too bright for you, just go down. That's it, go down. No problem with that at all. So I don't have much darkness to conceal under my eyes, but I do have bags, as you guys can see. She got baggage. So I do like a very lifted look underneath my eyes, and this gives that to me easily. So for my nose and forehead, I really am just going in with the smallest amount because I don't like them to be too highlighted up there. So I didn't pick up the powder. I didn't do it, no. I've got enough powders already, and I'm not really in the habit of buying things that I don't need per se, so I'm just going to go in with my Beauty Bakery powder, which has been my powder of choice recently. I've got the yellow flower powder. Almost want to say flower power, but no, yellow flower powder, I believe it's called. So I'm just going to dust that under my eye. I have tried almost like baking with it with the sponge, because the concealer is almost like, it's got a little bit of tack to it still. When you do go in with the sponge, it almost sticks to it a bit too much and can give quite a dryish kind of look, I find. So I'm quite happy to just go in with a brush under my eye and just use that to set my under eye. If you do have a bit of a dry under eye area, or if you're like me, you're a little bit older, you may want to just go in with a brush instead of an actual wedge sponge and pack it on, because it's gonna emphasize all those lines under your eyes and add some years on, and we don't really need that, you know. Absolutely love the way it looks with just a little dusting of this powder underneath. So that's my concealer and foundation done. I'm just going to go off camera to do my contour and put some eye makeup on and everything, and I'll be back with my thoughts and price and everything and all that stuff. So see you in a moment. So back now for you guys, 2 seconds for me. It's been quite a while, as you can tell by the light. The sun's absolutely gone now, so things may look a bit different, but yeah, the skin's looking good still. The skin's looking absolutely good. I think it's been probably around about 2 hours that I've had this on for now, so you can see looking very, very, very good. I've obviously gone in and done my contour and highlight and everything. I've done a little video with this look, so that should be out after this one, so look out for that in a few days. Hit that notification bell. So my thoughts on everything. I absolutely love everything. Don't actually have much negative things to say. The only con for me would be the availability of it. If you're not in London, if you're not from around here, it's quite a trek. And it's not like it's a £4 or £10 foundation where you can buy loads and if they don't work, it's not that much of a hit to your pocket. It is one of those things where you do want to get as close a match as possible because of the price of it. And also they probably do have a shade that works for you as well, so you want to go and get your perfect match as well. So yeah, the availability of it is a bit tough. Obviously it is available online, but you do want to make sure it's a perfect match beforehand. But what a blessing it is to even just say that's the only con that I have about something. Like, we're in a day and age where you can get your foundation shade, which is just this is amazing to me. Like, I've been wearing makeup for so long, and I'm so used to having to mix and do so much to kind of get an almost close match for my face, and to have one product that just absolutely matches me to a state where I'm actually happy with it is unheard of. And I really love the finish of this as well. I'm just hoping and praying that it doesn't break me out, as I do have very sensitive skin. At the moment, everything feels very comfortable. I have been wearing it since Friday. Today is now Tuesday, and I don't have that little, when you start to get that little, like, almost like sharp, pokey feelings in areas where you just know a breakout's possibly going to start. So I don't have anything like that happening. So touch wood, I'm hoping that everything stays great. So that's the foundation. Concealer is fantastic as well. Oh gosh, my earring just fell out. Back in you go. These are so heavy. Concealer now. I love the concealer. A bit on the pricey side for a concealer. I use a lot of affordable makeup. Makeup Revolution is probably one of my favorite brands at the moment, so I'm used to those kind of prices. Well, this concealer is like probably about £4, I think, and I very often go and get them when it's 3 for 2. So for me, the price of the concealer was a bit of a... It's £19, but you do get a lot more products in it. And as I did say before, really don't need a lot of this in order to do your whole face. I believe, don't quote me on this or anything, but in my mind, I would probably go for about 3, 4, maybe 5 of these before I finish this, because you really only need so little of this and you get so much more in it anyway. As much as I love this, it is not touching the coverage that I get with this. This is some next level business for me. I absolutely love it. That foundation, I could build it up, and I've done like proper full coverage with it, and I've done like this kind of like lighter coverage with it as well, and they both look great. So I will be definitely sticking with it as long as it doesn't break me out. So I have tested it for a few days now as well, and have to say it does last throughout the day. The concealer does not crease at all. Once it's set, it's not going anywhere. Yeah, it doesn't break down at all. I think the longest that I've had it on for was probably about 10 hours. Lasted fine, absolutely fine. It photographs well as well. I do have an unedited photo of it on my Instagram at the moment, and it looks absolutely flawless in photos. For me, I do have combination skin, which gets very confused sometimes. Often I'm oily, sometimes I'm very dry. It just depends, but normally my T-zone area is quite oily. I do get quite dry under my eyes sometimes, and yeah, I do, even though I'm oily on my forehead, I do get dry patches as well. I haven't found that the concealer has clung to that at all. I did see some reviews where people were having some issues with the powder, kind of emphasizing some dryness. For me, with the Beauty Bakery powder, it's been absolutely fine, a-okay. I haven't found that I've got any more oily with this throughout the day as well. It's just been absolutely fine. If I have, normally I would just go in with a little bit of my MAC block powder anyway, and this has just been reacting totally fine to it. For me, both products are massive thumbs up. I love them both. Love. And I don't say love lightly. I genuinely love them both. So I hope that you've enjoyed this review of the Fenty Pro Filt'r concealer and new shade of foundation. I hope that's been helpful to you. If you do have any questions about it or anything that I may have missed out, I've tried my hardest to be as in-depth as possible, but this is my first review, so I'm sure I'm more than certain that I've probably forgotten something quite crucial, and if I have, please do just put it in the comments down below, as I'm more than happy to answer any questions at all. So for now, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please be sure to like and subscribe. Red button down below, you guys know where it is, and hit the notification bell as well so you know when I upload next. Thanks guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video.